Jump right in.
Start by validating that universal, super frustrating struggle. Tossing, turning, staring at the ceiling. It's the absolute worst, right? When that happens night after night, it is incredibly tempting to just look for a quick fix in the medicine cabinet.
But what if I told you the answer might actually be sitting right on your dinner plate? Now, what's really fascinating here is that the foods you eat throughout the day, and especially right before bedtime, literally dictate the chemicals your body has access to when it's time to power down.
So let's look at building the ultimate foundation for restorative rest. To get good sleep, your body needs the right building blocks to create sleep-inducing hormones. And you know what? You can give your body a massive head start with a few very specific natural foods.
First up on our list, the tart cherry. This is actually one of the very few natural food sources of melatonin. And melatonin, as you probably know, is the exact hormone your brain naturally produces to tell your body, hey, it is time to go to sleep. Several studies suggest that drinking tart cherry juice can directly increase your melatonin levels, which helps improve both how long and how well you sleep. Just a quick heads up though, make sure you're grabbing unsweetened tart cherry juice. A lot of those commercial brands sneak in tons of added sugar, which is definitely going to keep you awake.
Next up, we have kiwi. Honestly, this fuzzy little fruit might just be one of the best things you can eat for better sleep. Kiwis are packed with serotonin, which helps regulate your body's sleep-wake cycle. Plus, they're loaded with antioxidants, vitamin C, and folate. In fact, research shows that people who ate exactly 2 kiwis about an hour before bed fell asleep way faster and enjoyed much better sleep quality overall. The antioxidants are a real game changer here, as they help reduce inflammation that actively messes with your rest.
Now, think about your typical breakfast. Oats, right? Well, oats aren't just for the morning. They contain complex carbohydrates that actually help increase the availability of tryptophan in your brain. Tryptophan is an amino acid your body desperately needs to produce serotonin and melatonin. So eating a small bowl of oatmeal in the evening, without a mountain of sugar of course, is this incredibly comforting bedtime snack that chemically preps your brain for sleep.
All right, moving on, let's talk about physically preparing your body for deep sleep. Because let's face it is virtually impossible to fall asleep if your muscles are completely tense. That is exactly where calming minerals like magnesium and potassium step in. Certain foods are absolute powerhouses for these minerals. Take almonds, for example. They are packed with magnesium, which is actually a mineral a ton of people do not get enough of. Magnesium helps your muscles relax, supports healthy nerve function, and seriously reduces stress. And then we have bananas. Bananas are loaded with both potassium and magnesium, plus vitamin B6, which supports melatonin production. The natural carbs in a banana also help that crucial tryptophan reach your brain so much more efficiently. So, how do we put this into practice? Well, combining a banana with a spoonful of peanut butter, or even a small handful of almonds, creates the ultimate perfectly balanced evening snack. You're getting the magnesium, the potassium, the vitamin B6, and those healthy fats, all working perfectly together to calm your physical body down.
For our third group, we're shifting gears to focus on calming the mind and stabilizing your blood sugar. These are your brain soothers and stabilizers, completely designed to quiet all that daytime anxiety and prevent those awful midnight hunger crashes.
Enter chamomile tea. People have been using this as a natural sleep aid for centuries, and for incredibly good reason. The science really comes down to a powerful antioxidant called apigenin. Apigenin actively binds to specific receptors in your brain to promote relaxation and directly reduce anxiety. It acts almost like a natural tranquilizer, which makes it absolutely perfect for unwinding after a super stressful day.
Now, the timing here is critical. You want to aim to drink a warm cup of caffeine-free herbal chamomile tea exactly 30 to 60 minutes before your bedtime. This gives that apigenin just enough time to bind to those brain receptors and work its magic right as your head hits the pillow.
But hey, what if you're actually physically hungry before bed? Greek yogurt is your best friend here. It's incredibly rich in protein and calcium. And get this, the calcium actually helps your brain use tryptophan to manufacture melatonin. Plus, that high protein content does something essential. It stabilizes your blood sugar overnight. A sudden blood sugar crash in the middle of the night can trigger cortisol and wake you right up. So, a small bowl of plain Greek yogurt with some fresh fruit ensures your stomach doesn't interrupt your hard-earned rest. And we can't forget that your daytime meals actually set the stage for your nighttime rest. Regularly including fatty fish like salmon, sardines, trout, or mackerel in your dinner routine gives you a massive dose of omega-3 fatty acids and vitamin D. Research suggests these nutrients help ramp up serotonin production. And that doesn't just support better nighttime sleep, it actually improves your daytime alertness too. It is a fantastic, healthy cycle.
Okay, but here's the reality check we probably all need to hear. Even the healthiest, most perfectly optimized melatonin-packed diet in the world cannot overcome terrible sleep habits. Diet is a powerful tool, no doubt, but it's just one piece of the puzzle. We have to look at the behavioral side of things if we want these dietary changes to actually work.
First up, to protect your natural sleep cycle, you absolutely must avoid caffeine at least 6 hours before bedtime. Caffeine blocks the adenosine receptors in your brain. Those are the ones that tell you you're tired. If you're knocking back a coffee late in the afternoon, there is no amount of tart cherry juice that's going to fight through that chemical roadblock.
You also need to deliberately cut your screen time 1 full hour before getting into bed. The blue light coming from our phones, our tablets, and our TVs directly suppresses your brain's natural production of melatonin. You really can't expect the melatonin from your food to do its job if your environment is actively tricking your brain into thinking it's high noon.
Let's contrast these habits side by side for a second. On the poor sleep hygiene side, eating a heavy meal right before bed forces your body to focus on digesting instead of resting. And while a glass of wine might make you feel drowsy initially, alcohol actually destroys your deep sleep architecture. On the flip side, good sleep hygiene means avoiding those disruptors and making sure your bedroom environment is perfectly cool, completely dark, and quiet.
So, let's put this all together into a practical timeline. This is an ideal restorative evening sequence you can literally start tonight. Imagine having fatty fish for dinner to get those omega-3s. Then, exactly 1 hour before bed, you put away all the screens and dim the lights. Finally, about 30 to 60 minutes before you sleep, you sip a warm cup of chamomile tea. You are completely layering these natural benefits to virtually guarantee deep restorative rest.
To make sure your daily behaviors match up with your diet, remember, consistency is key. Look at this quick checklist. Out of all these habits, going to bed and waking up at the exact same time every single day, yes, even on weekends, is the ultimate anchor. It locks in your circadian rhythm so your body instinctively knows exactly when to release those sleep hormones.
The main takeaway here is really empowering. Better sleep doesn't always require a prescription. Sometimes small dietary changes can make a massive, meaningful difference. By simply being mindful and adding foods like kiwi, tart cherries, or almonds into your routine, you naturally support your body's incredibly complex biological systems.
Which leaves us with one final important question to consider. Which of these natural sleep aids will be your bedtime snack tonight? Are you going to reach for the 2 kiwis, the banana with peanut butter, or that soothing cup of chamomile tea? If you found this explainer helpful, please hit that like button, subscribe for more evidence-based health content, and drop a comment below telling us which snack you'll be trying tonight. Thanks for tuning in, sleep well, and we'll catch you in the next one.